After 10 years of living chronically ill, here are all the things that have helped me heal from my multiple chronic illnesses. So welcome here, I'm Amy Esther, and I live with POTS, EDS, Lyme disease, chronic migraines, PCOS, endometriosis, chronic pain, chronic fatigue, SIBO, other gut issues. The biggest thing I've learned on this journey is that the mind and body are so connected. The first thing that made a difference is EMDR therapy. I actually just did a full video on it. I will link that down below if you want more information about that. It has helped me sleep better. It has helped my mind be calmer. It has helped me be able to regulate my emotions. I don't understand how it works still to this day. It doesn't really make sense to me, but what I do know is that it does work. I've done traditional therapy and nothing even came close to the healing I had with EMDR. I highly recommend it, especially if you've been through something traumatic. If you've lived chronically ill, you probably have. The next thing that has changed my mind in this journey is my online community. It has been so much more than I had ever imagined. I had this idea to start a group where we can talk through things together. I created a space where I and those in the community can feel understood. We meet every week. We have a live class where we talk through different topics concerning chronic illness, and we figure out how to cope with this difficult challenge while giving each other support as we try new treatments. We also do a live coaching call where any topic can come up and we talk through it together. I record all of the live calls, so if you miss them, you can rewatch any call that we have and feel like you have joined us. It's only $9 a month. I will link it down below. Trust me, you will not regret it. Come try it out. The next thing that helped my mental health on this chronic illness journey are antidepressants. Yay! I was so scared to take antidepressants just because my body is so sensitive to medications. I take duloxetine. I feel more like myself and haven't had any negative side effects. If you get your mind straight, everything else is going to be easier. I actually just weaned myself off my second antidepressant, which is called trazodone. It is mainly to help me sleep. I believe that they originally used it for an antidepressant and found that it made people very sleepy, and so now it is mostly used as a sleep aid. I used to spend hours trying to sleep, and although EMDR helped my anxiety, my body was so used to staying up anxious that once the anxiety subsided, my body did not know how to fall asleep. About 4 or 5 months ago, I started cutting my pills in half. I have recently weaned myself off them, and I am so happy to say that I'm able to fall asleep on my own now. Getting my sleep in order has helped my physical body heal. Okay, let's move on to the physical things I have done to help the lifestyle changes. Something that has made a huge difference for me is my upper cervical chiropractor. I have been doing upper cervical care for probably 5 years now. When that adjustment goes out, I get a severe migraine. I also get very nauseous, dizzy. I feel just off, more fatigued. I do not feel well. I often get more depressed. It just like affects everything. Unfortunately, because I have EDS, my adjustment does not hold well. Most chiropractors said after a few months I should be holding consistently. Mine will go out every few weeks. Sometimes I can go a few months, and that has been amazing. Even though it's expensive and a lot of work, it's worth it because when that adjustment holds, I feel so much better. I've started lifting weights. I'm so proud of myself because I struggle with consistency, but I have been lifting weights almost every single day for a couple of months now. It makes a big difference. I've been consistent because I'll lift weights. The next morning I'll wake up, I'll feel better than I have in the past, and so that motivates me to do it again. My goal is to turn on my weightlifting video from YouTube every day. 99% of the time, I end up getting up and doing something, and I am not looking for perfection. I'm not looking for huge muscles. I am looking to feel better. I have seen big changes, especially with my POTS symptoms, when I lift weights every day. If I do any sort of cardio, I feel a lot worse. I even go for walks because that will make me feel much worse. And although I don't take a lot of medications for my physical health, I take supplements, and I have tried a lot. I'm currently seeing a chiropractor who does holistic care and gives me certain supplements to take. Overall, they have been helping me, but I wanted to share a few of the specific ones that I have noticed a huge difference with. The first is called Colon Clear. Yes, you heard that right, Colon Clear. I don't take this one every day anymore, but when I am feeling backed up I will take a few of these and it does exactly what it says. The next one is ashwagandha. I started to notice that I felt less depressed. Although I'm on the antidepressants, I'm on a pretty low dose and my body is getting used to them. But once I started taking ashwagandha, I felt like I had a new view on life. My mind felt more clear. I felt more balanced hormonally. I felt like I could handle stress better. I also am tried and true Vitassium lover. You know, I've talked about it before. They have sponsored me in the past, but regardless, I always take Vitassium. I always have it in my cabinet. If you don't know, Vitassium is a salt pill company, and what I love is they make salt pills specifically for people with POTS and EDS. The last thing I will be taking for the rest of my life is magnesium. I have tried so many brands of magnesium. I finally tried one called Magnesium Breakthrough. It made such a difference. Every time I stop taking it, I'm more fatigued, I feel off, I have a hard time waking up in the morning. This particular magnesium has been a game changer for me. She is pricey, but for me, it's worth it because it makes such a big difference. Editing Amy here, and I just wanted to say that this is not a full list of everything that has helped me. There's a bunch of different things. There's so many things I forgot as I'm watching this. My compression socks have made a huge difference. Using my mobility scooter. Like, there's a million things that I could talk about. These are just the big ones that kind of help my health overall, but individually of all my illnesses, there's definitely other things. As you know, I have been on and off the carnivore diet a few times. I did that pretty religiously for about 7 months, and unfortunately it didn't heal me, but I did learn a lot during that time. I do best with a low carb, high protein, high fat diet. The more fat, the better for me. For example, if we are having chicken, I will go for the darker meat because it has a little more fat in it. I will cook it in more oil, add butter. I kind of fatten up whatever it is that I'm eating, and it really does make me feel better. I have more energy when I eat more fat. My gut feels happier. It helps me with energy crashes. Another thing that has helped me is to balance my hormones. Luckily, postpartum really helped me in some areas of this, and some it threw things out of whack. But I've had 3 babies. I had PCOS and endometriosis. Endometriosis came back, but my PCOS symptoms vanished. Postpartum hit, and I didn't have the PCOS hormones, but I was struggling with the depression, and I was still having this 18 months after having my last baby, so that was the point where I decided to try something new, and the antidepressant really evened me out. So of course all of these kind of overlap each other, but balancing out my hormones has made a big difference. Speaking of that, I got a hysterectomy, which took away my periods, which has been life-changing. I did keep my ovaries, so hormonally things are supposed to be normal, but wow, what a blessing, because no more periods. I had excruciating period pain. Getting the hysterectomy was a huge blessing, knowing that for the rest of my life I don't have to deal with that pain. That surgery I do not regret. It was the best decision for me. So I have a full video on it. I will link it below if you want more information about my hysterectomy journey. The next thing that has helped me a ton is knowing my triggers. Over the years, I have learned what I can and can't handle. Some of the main triggers I have is heat. I don't be out in the sun very much because the heat and the sun really affect me. I don't do anything that causes standing or walking for long periods of time. I have a mobility scooter that helps a ton if we do want to go out and go anywhere that causes a lot of walking. Other things I've learned to avoid, anything high stress, overbooking myself, overdoing it. Even if physically I can handle something, if I overbook, I get overwhelmed easily. I find being in social situations really drains me. Another reason why I love my community, I get the social aspect without feeling drained from having to leave my comfort of my home. Another boundary I've set for myself, it's okay to say no or leave early. I've gotten good at saying no. It feels amazing to say no when I know it's something that's gonna hurt me. Learning to say no makes me a better friend, wife, mother, daughter. I am such a better person when I do say yes. Setting boundaries is one of the hardest and most powerful parts of healing. The biggest thing I have learned on this journey of healing is that healing is not linear. Our brains think that it should be linear, that if I am at a level 2, and that tomorrow I'm a level 3, it means the next day I should be at a level 4. Sometimes you're at a 2, go to a 4, and back to a 1, but then you jump back up again. And knowing that even when this past weekend I had a big flare, it's not the end. It doesn't mean that I have not made progress. It doesn't mean that I'm stuck. It doesn't mean that everything I'm doing doesn't matter, that I'm not doing enough. No, it means that my body is in the healing process. Healing doesn't go up one by one. It's up, down, backwards, sideways. The goal is that it's trending upward. We won't see changes. But when we look at the big picture, what is working, what has helped us, and when we do have times where things get worse, let's look at it through curiosity. Instead of being mad, feel those emotions, then say, I'm curious why this happened. I wonder if there's anything I can do different. I wonder if this is a clue as to a trigger that I didn't know about. Use those moments as information to feel better tomorrow and the next day. And remember that it's not going to be upward the whole way. There are going to be ups and downs, but when you look back years from now, you're going to see that things you're doing right now is making a difference. That you are on this long journey. It's a long haul. I wish that it was overnight. I wish I could snap my fingers and that you would be healed. That's the goal. I always tell my community, the goal is that you all quit because you're all healed. But unfortunately, that is usually not the case when it comes to chronic illness. So if that is you, keep going, keep fighting. If you need support, join the community. I'd love to talk to you. It's all linked below. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see you on the next one. Bye, my friends.